Welcome back. I didn't make another drink because I need to pace myself.
I'm just waiting for like one light to slowly dim.
That would be funny. You start having a conversation with something. Start blinking.
Send nudes.
You should take that to Ghost Investigations.
I should. We should actually.
Oh, they could turn it on and off.
Yeah.
That'd be a good question.
Yeah.
See if it lights up while we're talking.
Looking for saucers in the black night high. Abduction dreams and alien screams. He says they're out there more than it seems. JD's got a lens hunting for Bigfoot's trace. Deep in the woods, in the shadows, embrace a rush on the ground. He's frozen in place. Did you hear that? Something's on the chase.
It's already lit up.
Well, you know what I mean.
Sure.
That.
I'm so glad you're not a scientist with a lab coat.
So before we left, we were talking.
Usually what happens on podcasts.
Usually.
But I wanted to. You were talking about blocking yourself, and I've never really. No one's ever told me that. Most people just tell me that I'm too sensitive.
Well, there's different terms for it. Some people call it closing themselves off or shutting stuff down.
So, if me, were to want to do that when we go to conferences and stuff, where would I go to look to learn how to do that, or if you have any suggestions on how to do that?
YouTube videos all over. I'm just kidding. There's probably some YouTube videos, but finding somebody that does it or has experienced
Thank you.
multiple. I mean, that's one of those few things that's not like I guess think that technically you could be self-taught, but I think more not. It's probably easier if somebody could kind of walk you through it.
So what I do, because I feel everything, is in the mornings I say a prayer that God protects me, protects my soul.
That might be hard for me.
Okay.
It's not impossible though.
So I believe there's something out there, but because I have a strong background in science, I have a hard time accepting it until I either see it or can prove it.
Right.
But that's not saying that I don't believe.
But
You
next
really have a
step.
spirit tell you to start praying, man.
But next step, if you don't believe in it, that's fine. Next step would be, and this is what I do, I pray. So if you don't believe in that, the next step I do is I picture a white light around me with a bubble and just encompass me and keep that positive energy inside and protect. If you envision the bubble, the bad stuff is bumping off of you and not infiltrating that bubble.
Does your thing have reflectors on it?
The thing.
One of your reindeers was flashing red.
Oh, yeah,
It's got little reflectors.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed it until just now.
Yeah,
it was going.
They're bedazzled.
So squirrel.
Yeah.
No, I was like, holy crap.
I'm seeing things.
I'm seeing things. So I have a condition.
No way, get out.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's a condition. I think it might be rare. I can't close my eyes and picture things. When I close my eyes and try to focus,
Do it with your eyes open.
all I see is black and shapes and colors.
It's okay.
Like if someone were to tell me to close my eyes and picture you guys sitting there,
You don't have an internal monologue either, right?
no, I don't have an internal
Yes,
monologue either.
say it out loud.
You don't have to close your eyes.
Okay.
We can scare you either way.
So with your eyes open, can you picture a white light around you? A bubble. The Bubble Boy, John Travolta. Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's like the one movie you've never seen.
Yeah. I know what movie you're talking about, though. I've just never seen it. So, I mean,
So if you can't envision it, just say, I'm going to put a bubble around me.
I'm gonna be a
I'll look at him and be like, I'm in my bubble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, you are. Yes.
I mean, I could hope that I see something, but not actually see it.
That's fine.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
I'm weird.
Basically, you're trying to project your positive energy out to push anything away from you.
But I don't think it's negative energy that gets to me. I think it's just
That it's
energy.
really,
Right?
that it's
It's
sucking
just
it.
a lot of energy.
a lot of energy. Yeah.
It's kind of like a generating for 12 hours and it finally shuts off.
Yeah, I threw up.
So have you seen those globes? And it's like little lightning,
Yeah.
Plasma balls?
and you touch it and the lightning meets your finger. So you're that lightning rod in that glass globe.
Okay.
And different people are touching your sensory nerves.
I'm just gonna start going bzzz to people.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate
That's an
that.
analogy I've never really thought of.
Yeah, that really helps.
I know what I'm getting for Christmas. He's getting a big plasma ball.
Yeah.
Don't give that to me. I will never get anything done ever again. I will sit there and play with that for hours. He bought me an antique Zippo lighter and had it laser engraved, and he had to tell me to put it away because I was going
He likes fidgets.
all day long. And I looked over and he's like, stop.
What's your IQ?
I don't know, I've never had
You should.
like professionally or like
Professionally.
the online.
Oh, he's definitely on the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I hear about
So-
hot wheels.
I don't know if I should say these things.
I thought for sure.
More to drink, more to drink.
Yeah, I gotta have a drink before I
Which
say
one you do
this.
now?
He knows these, but
So you just opened yourself up to let me read you.
yeah.
You invited me, so
So when I was a kid, I'm still this way. I have extreme OCD. When I was a kid, I would line up my cars by size and color, and I would take them and flick the wheels next to my head.
The first fidget spinners.
yeah.
If a hot dog bun breaks, I can't eat the hot dog. It's incomplete. People tell me, we'll just put it in another bun. I'm like, nope, it was ruined. Can't eat it. My mom, to this day, hates me for that because trying to get me to eat a hot dog as a kid was a ritual. I'm pretty sure she would just swap the hot dog out, but if I knew about it, I would have thrown a fit. Yeah, I'm not weird. All right.
We're all on some sort of spectrum. Some are further along than others.
I've graduated to the next level.
No,
But-
but the OCD, I have dyslexia and minor OCD, but it actually helps me with what I do. I do programming. I can pattern recognize very fast, and something out of place in code drives me nuts.
But I've been
But I
told
understand.
I'm a phenomenal listener.
What?
People can open up to me.
You are. I mean, that's why people come up,
I know.
and next thing you know, they're telling you what they did in the second grade with their third boyfriend. You know, it's. I've seen it.
I know.
Like they're all of a sudden
You've
like,
walked away from it.
yes, I have.
He has literally walked away from it, and I'm
That's
like, really?
because they're talking to you. They're connecting with you, Baritone.
Yeah.
Then he goes, I don't know if anybody really likes me.
Yeah.
Like everybody likes you.
Because no one talks to me outside of me. I'll text friends and stuff, and they will never respond to me, but they'll respond to him. And it's like, he didn't send you the text. Why are you?
It's when we get out, and, like, he's gotten a lot better this year, but he is an introvert, and a lot of times at cons, and based off your other stuff, you didn't talk a lot to people.
No.
People talk to him. Well, I've started noticing that pattern. We'd all meet people, he'd send a text out, they wouldn't say anything. Or if they did, they responded to me on it. And it's like, it's because they're just used to him being quiet. They love him.
Right.
He's, everybody knows him. I mean, like, you're like, oh, I wonder if everybody remembers who you are.
No, I know. But it's like, respond to the person that sent you the message.
It's one of those weird, but I didn't even think about that. That may just be your aura. They're very comfortable with you, so they just assume you know that they're thinking about you.
I'll take it.
And,
Like, I appreciate that.
and then they get a hold of me because I'm more direct most of the time. I do have to flip certain switches because normally I'm just I don't like large crowds and all that. I'm not really one of those outgoing, hey, how you doing?
So I didn't mean to diverge from the podcast on that.
That is our podcast. That was a Parachum rabbit hole.
This is supposed to be
101.
about them, not us.
Oh no, she's reading me more. She's gonna start telling
So-
you all those little things you used to do as a child.
Yeah, I was a weird kid.
Did you like being dirty?
No. I've only met one other person that's had this phenomenon. My most reoccurring
He's a
my
hawker.
my number one my number one reoccurring dream theme is that I have to go take a shower in a bathroom that is completely demolished with feces and dirt, and it eats away at me.
Because it's not clean when you're going in.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
like
a
a
fact.
horror movie.
Yes, that's
Pretty
what it
much.
feels like. But yeah, I don't. Why did you know that? How did you know that? That's creepy.
Because there's patterns. You're filming out a certain pattern.
But yeah, it's that feeling like that's why I like to have things clean and tidy.
That's why you're OCD.
I like to alphabetize all my stuff, and when people come in and move movies or books around, that really gets to me.
Tilt stuff to the side. But Jason, he may still do it. It's like randomly grabs a game because they're all alphabetized and he'll move it and see how long it takes him to figure it out.
So
Asshole.
spirits now know how to mess with you.
Yes, well, and I think some of that because of those.
What is that?
It's a person
It's a
outside
guy walking.
listening to our podcast.
Yes.
Sound like a house. I was like,
Yeah, it don't sound like it. Yeah, radios. Maybe because of your OCD and what you put off, they recognize it that you might be open. Because people generally are more innocent and have more. I don't want to say mental issues. I'm just saying issues.
because again, another personal experience that didn't happen to me personally. Thing that I can think of is that when I was a little kid growing up, we lived in a small town called Coatesville, Pennsylvania, and our house was behind the VA hospital on what I assume was the old graveyard, because my dad would find headstones in the yard when he was mowing the yard and just pick them up and toss them into the woods. Well, almost on a nightly basis, my sister would, wake up and see me standing in the doorway of a bedroom, and our rooms were across the hall, and she'd be like, "Junior, go back to sleep, you're freaking me out." Like, stop staring at me. It would get to the point where she would get up, grab my hand, and walk me back across the hall to see that I was already in bed, asleep, and the little kid's hand that she was holding was no longer there. She said I would play in my room all the time and talk to someone that wasn't there and play with them. I don't remember any of this.
So it's not a personal experience. We've covered this in the episode.
Well, technically it is a personal experience
For your
because
sister.
I did it. I just don't have a recollection of it.
So did it really happen?
That's a good question.
But
In her perception, it did.
yeah, in her perception, it was. But he was like, he used that as a personal experience. I'm like, that's not a personal experience for you. That's
No.
a personal experience
For my sister. But it feels like I've been open to this nasty for a long, long time
You do like to
before I
stab
even
much.
realized I was. Because I didn't really start getting into the paranormal until I was in college, and
Yeah, but you had the houses that you're in.
yeah.
Well, and I was very similar. I mean, I didn't go actively going looking for it. I just had stuff happen. And
I don't think it matters where we are. There's somebody, no matter where we are.
Because he thinks
yeah,
the thing in my apartment right now might not be bad. It might be like a relative looking after me.
short relative, 5'7".
Well, my stepmom was really short.
Because it
I'm
wasn't.
shorter than that too.
We weren't going to say anything. You're the one that told Beth.
He doesn't get to go on roller coaster rides.
Yeah, you got to be this tall and ride this ride. You need that, and it marked off, and then the line lowered.
So I can't go on roller coaster rides, not because of vertical, but because of horizontal. Well, I can't get the little things down because my shoulders are so big.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I told Offbeat Paranormal, I'm like, we're a lot larger than what we look like on. It's like most people, like they see us and we look normal. I'm 6'2", 255, 6'5".
When I stand up straight.
Yeah, when you stand up straight, we're not small. And sometimes when, like, if you've only seen us on the podcast, we never stand up on a podcast, so you don't really see, you know, we're all like with OG, he's right in between. He's 2 inches taller than me, a little bit lighter. So we're all, you know, proportionate until we get out and stand up next to people and we're like, oh, yeah. You know, like, you wouldn't want to see the three of us walking down a dark alley,
No.
you know, coming towards you. I mean, that's just, you know, and then we meet other people like Brian Goddard from Cryptid Paranormal. He's 6'8". Like, he makes me look like an infant.
Wow.
Yeah, but we're just, so I have to warn, I like try to warn people because like, yeah, you don't realize, you know, well, like there were, how tall Phil was? Phil 5'8",
5'7".
5'7", and Amanda was like 5'2". You know, they look like our adopted children standing next to us.
So let's get back to you guys. the reason.
Yeah.
No, this is fun. I'm reading
Yeah.
it.
I did like you guys synchronous, like as he's talking, you both grabbed your drink and just drank, set it back down. I was like, oh, that's gonna look great. That's gonna be a flip right there. It's like, sure, Parachunk.
So you talked about that you've started doing residential and businesses that have called you in to help.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do in this situation when you do realize that there's something there and that it could have kind of a, not a bad, but a little bit of a negative effect on the folks that are living there? What are your thoughts on cleansing? Do you guys follow through on that, or do you
Let somebody else.
let someone else come in and do that?
You just do, hey, yes, we got something. This is where we recommend you go.
Because-
Because I mean, we've had this discussion off air. Like, it's very special circumstances that I would go into a residential, you know, because they've tried all their options, you know.
Well, and Rick and I came across, because we stopped doing residential because no matter what you said, they would get mad. Like if they wanted to see spirits there and you said there weren't, like we didn't get any evidence, they would get mad. If you said yes, they would want you to cleanse, and then we would say, hey, that's not our area of expertise. You need to call someone. They would get mad at us.
You're just
And
trying to prove you're not crazy.
You can't please everybody. And so,
but you also want to help, right?
I'm going to speak for both of us.
He was
go
okay.
ahead.
I'm waiting for him to put his hand on your leg, go squeeze, like.
We pre-screen,
We did that too.
and
It helps a lot.
it's really hard to gauge sometimes the fear versus what reality is with people.
Yeah, because they're not just, they can be different. But
So like if somebody's like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing voices and I'm hearing bumps in the night and etc. And you're like, well, that's not necessarily evil. Oh yeah, it's a demon.
Yeah.
Well, it might be your grandma trying to get your attention.
because you're snoring too much, you
Or-
need that sleep apnea.
It might be bad venting or
Yeah.
pipes or plumbing. Yeah.
So we pre-screen, depending on what's said, then we try to figure out, okay, is this an old house creaking? Is this a person? And if it is a person, who is it? You know, and why? The why behind it. So Michael will do the history, and then I'll do the, as he refers to it, lightning rod. And so,
It's a great analogy. And please don't give me one of those.
You're totally a plasma ball from going forward. That's all.
and so I think between those two, and we put those together, it more often than not is a person that's either family or a historical figure, you know, within the house.
Trying to tell you to get the kids to stop writing on the wall.
So,
And all that, I mean, we've never really come across anything that would be classified as demonic. And,
Well, I have
well,
personally,
before
but
I was
But
around.
not as you guys, as a
Before
group.
me, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But, sorry.
It's
go ahead.
very rare.
Yeah, I mean, we've run across, there's a train station that we've investigated, that there's a couple men there that are just angry. They were bad guys.
Poopy pants.
I did genealogy research on both of them, and they were just bad guys, okay? And they died badly, and they're still just angry. But for the most part, we never come across anything that was evil, demonic, or anything like that. And
it's rare.
we try to, we want to get basic information, but we also don't try to get too detailed information because of the fact that your mind can project things if you know too much.
Yeah.
You know, everybody tells you, well, something happens in a corner, and then you go there and something happens to you in a corner. Was it because they told you your mind's playing tricks on you or whatever?
Yeah.
One case in point that we did, we investigated a two-story house. It was on this property, and it was a really old house. And they just said that it was possibly haunted, whatever. So we go in there. I actually was only in the house for about 5 minutes because I got really affected. I wanted to start bawling like a baby. It was just so overwhelming. It was almost the greatest sadness I've ever experienced. It was just
Overwhelming.
I had to get out, and I didn't go back in. And she stayed in there, and we had a photographer friend of ours, and both of them were taking pictures and all that kind of stuff. And the photographer was having crazy stuff with her equipment and stuff going on that she had never experienced in the 30 plus years of her being a professional photographer. Just weird stuff. So I went back and I did research on the property, and there was an older couple that lived there, and they had built a big foundation for their retirement home on the property. The foundation's still there, the basement walls and all that. But one evening, the husband went upstairs, left the wife downstairs on the porch. He came down next morning and she passed away on the porch.
Wow.
And then about a year after that, he had an accident on the farm and died in the house not too long after that. So it just felt like that. It was just a realization that this couple had never been able to realize their dreams of having this brand new home on their property. They were so close to it, and they didn't get to experience that.
That's kind of sad.
And
So when he was feeling these feelings, I started taking pictures, and I have a picture of what I perceive as the woman that passed away holding his hand.
Oh.
yeah.
And I researched and looked at older pictures of the gentleman that passed away, and they resemble each other.
Oh, that's kind of heartwarming.
Yeah.
And then we ended up going back another time to go that, and it was just the house was peaceful as could be.
So do you think because you walked in and you looked like
Well,
them was
I
a
prayed
trigger?
over it, and I was like, listen, guys, we know you're here. We care about you. We love you, and you don't have to stay here.
So, have you ever... I'll preface this with a story. So, when Rick and I were doing project investigations, this lady reached out to us, said that she was having problems with her teenagers becoming extremely angry and violent towards her. Horrible smells of sulfur and rotten eggs throughout the property. Massive hordes of flies were dropping dead inside the house, and animals were appearing dead on the property. To us, we were like, this sounds pretty serious. We should go help her. We asked for her address, looked it up on Google Earth, and she was literally out in the Ozark Mountains in the backwoods in a cabin, like 30 miles from any other property or location. And Rick and I both looked at each other and said, nope. Because that fear of if there was something bad, there's nothing to help us. We're not coming back. Have you ever
coming back with you?
Right.
Ooh, that's even scarier. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because if it's trapped
Having
out there,
nightmares
there's
tonight.
no way to ride it out.
Have you ever come across cases where the circumstances behind them wanting you to come out are kind of red flaggish, that you kind of hesitant?
Yeah, I had a friend that I worked with, and she's like, Pam, my friend really needs help. And she sent me a picture, and it was a demon behind her little boy.
Dang.
Yeah, it looked like didn't look like a man, but didn't look like a woman either. It was kind of a combination of two.
It was a pat.
Yeah, and the little boy had taken a selfie, and it had solid black eyes, just jet black eyes, and looking straight at the camera. And the little boy takes a picture, and I think you just recommended they needed to.
I was like, you need to find a priest.
Yeah.
I mean, everything in me was just like,
Yeah.
no.
When you see that,
No.
the spikes, the
Yeah.
hair, you're like, because there's
The pit in the stomach. Oh,
Wow. It was that detailed?
yeah.
And the little boy had been interacting with this invisible friend as well this whole time.
That's terrifying.
that's one of the things I do enjoy on when you watch videos or you watch TV shows. You can get some of that feeling, like something's happening, you're like, oh, that's totally fake. And others are like, the hair in the back of your neck stand up, you're like, oh, there might be something.
Well, it was just like I was telling you about. There was a recent episode of Ghost Adventures, and they were doing this hotel on the waterfront, and I think it was Arizona or Utah or somewhere around there. And they had this psychic medium come in, and she was just more full of energy than anybody I've ever seen. She was running through the place saying, "Come out and find me," and all this stuff. And towards the end of the episode, have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
She says she was punched by a spirit, but it looks like she just gets down on her knees and rolls around on the ground, and like, I was like, oh, she's faking that. But then at the end of the episode, they say, oh, this is in memory of such and such. She passed away basically right after we did the investigation, and I'm like, oh,
Shit.
I kind of feel bad about that now.
Right.
So I don't know where I'm going with that.
Well, you mentioned earlier talking about cleansing. I mean, we've never cleansed the property and burned sage or anything like that. Typically we get done with the investigation. She'll say a prayer of protection when we're done, and that sort of thing.
And you stay here.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to go with
not allowed to go with us. I don't know whether, if the opportunity came, we'd ever would cleanse the house, because part of that is that some of these folks, we've talked about that earlier, where this is where they want to be. This is where they feel comfortable at. And of course, it's a residual haunt. It may not matter if you try to cleanse it, but
Yeah, it's just
if it's an intelligent haunt, then you're forcing them out of a place that they feel comfortable at. That's where they want to be home at.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a tricky situation when you're trying to cleanse
It
the
is.
house.
So let's take another quick break because
Yeah.
it's been 2 hours.
we need to take a break. I need to check my phone, make sure it's full charge. We don't want it to just shut off in the middle of it.
Okay.
So we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is JD with Chumming with the Spirits podcast. What's the perfect way to spice up any recipe you can think of? That's right, it's the perfect sauce. Big Fork Brands has a wide variety of the perfect sauces for any occasion. If you're craving something special for that late night snack, mid-afternoon pick-me-up, or just something tasty for the special event, be sure to check out their amazing bacon sausages, paleo pork jerkies, and flavored meat sticks. Of all the products can be purchased at www.bigforkbrands.com. Here at Chumming with the Spirits podcast, we always keep some of their incredible sauces and meat sticks on hand for those long days and nights of recording. Don't forget to use the code CHUMMING, CHUMMING, at checkout to receive 20% off your order.
So welcome back to this episode.
Part 8 of
Part 8 of our marathon conversation.
clack, clack, clack. We're getting back into it. It's what I've been enjoying this.
Yeah, no,
and hopefully get another 5.5 hours. This has been amazing.
Why is
Just
there a
talking.
fortune on the ground?
What?
You should bend over and pick it up.
I don't remember seeing that before, do you?
I know exactly what it is. You should pick it up.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. It's like, what?
It's not a fortune, is it?
Yeah, you're like, huh? That's investigations with him. Why is that thing on the wall? What thing on the wall? And then you're like, oh, there is something on the wall. And it's like,
Yeah, well,
So to explain, there's a fortune cookie fortune on the ground.
is it really a fortune cookie?
no, it was a tag up there.
It's a tag on the
But
ground.
it does look like a fortune cookie.
So no winning Powerball numbers on there.
No.
No.
I'll be honest, I was really, really tempted to play the numbers that Amanda was reading off during her Estes session.
You should have. It's not too late.
17, 15, 25.
Why are you giving everybody the numbers out?
You're not going to win now.
I should have. Yeah. It's over $1 billion.
So are there any like fun, memorable investigations that you've done? Like, I mean, because like a lot of people talk about, wow, I was really scared because of a shadow creature, but like, are there some that are like, oh, that was just really kind of cool places that you went?
Well,
Because you were talking about the president.
I know mine. You go first. Wherever
No,
you-
you go first.
Like, even if it's just historical.
So
Like,
the
yeah.
coolest place we've ever investigated for me is we got to investigate the original tour bus owned by Waylon Jennings.
oh, shit.
I know a guy from high school that bought it from a singing group out in Kansas, and then he researched it and knows everything. It's got it's called Waylon Jennings logos in it, the whole 9 yards. He ordered it special from Belgium and brought it over.
Did you get high? Just from the seat into the
No,
fabric and
we
everything?
didn't get high. But yeah, so he used it for many, many years. And yeah, that was probably the coolest place. We just did because this is cool. We get to investigate this. But oh my gosh, it was like one of the most. We use those little cat balls.
Geophones.
So we had there's these as tour buses have. They have these could be whole bunk beds kind of things. So I put them on different parts of the bed where it's soft. It can't be touched. We had them keep on going off. And every time we asked a question, we had these little balls going off.
It was like a bus, whatever.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting, though.
Well,
And then
just so people understand, we're talking about these LED balls that cats play with.
Yeah.
And I had to explain to the group that we were investigating with, they take a lot of movement for them to set off.
Correct.
Like I have jumped up and down on the ground next to them. They don't go off
You have
easily.
to physically.
You have to
touch
physically-
it.
Yes, they have to move. And what you're talking about is it's soft enough that they get indented. And a lot of people know like the big thing is the 3D printed yes or no, because if they light up, there's no room for them to move like that.
Right.
So I mean, something is interacting. So that's I just want to. People always look at it and they're like, "Oh yeah, you breathe on that thing," and it's like, no, no, it does
There
not.
has to be physical movement to it.
Yeah,
And since they were suddenly soft bunk beds, I mean, I jumped up and down on the floor and could not get into
I
to
have it all on
replicate it.
video.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
And
what you do with
ultimately,
your own time.
we've been doing the Estes method quite a bit over the years, and we talked to my high school buddy and then his wife. They were under, and ultimately we were asking questions, and we were getting through. There had been a gentleman that worked for their business for many years, and he hadn't passed away too long before that, and she was asking questions, and it was hitting back on only things that this old man would have known what he would say. And I think the wife got a little emotional about it too, as we were asking these questions. And so we expected nothing out of it. It was just going to be cool to go rent in Jimmy's bus. And then there was no ghost to Johnny Paycheck because he used the bus for a year. There's no Waylon Jennings, but
There's something there.
we kind of something there on this bus.
Well, and
It couldn't have been George Jones because he was Mr. No Show.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have shown up.
well, you wonder if that type of energy, just those type of people attract so much energy. They imprint. People. Those type of people, when they walk in the room, they literally put off energy. And I wonder how much that influences. There's a reason why people are famous. It's not because it was happenstance. There's certain people just have aura that, and I wonder how much that influences or attracts things.
Exactly.
I don't know if anybody else is hearing this, but I keep hearing whispering behind me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It sounded like the first one sounded like.
So I'm not hearing whispering, but I'm hearing noises.
Okay.
Yes, you are great.
No, it sounds like it's like right here.
And we'll go back. These mics are pretty good at catching stuff. I give him a hard time, but he's probably around 95% of the time.
Yeah.
That he says he's
That's your
heard.
gift.
Yeah, it is. No, he's super sensitive on stuff, and that's.
Oh, thank you.
You're just super sensitive. Anyways, well, I was thinking about this, all the times that we've been together, and we've done investigations here and there.
Investigating.
Phrasing. He's all yours, Jim. We probably have more audible than EVP. We got a few down in OG's basement, but most of the stuff has been audible. He hears something, and we go back, and it's there. My favorite one is in Ellenwood. And you're talking about context. Was the whistles? We got 2 whistles. We leave the bar, and I hear a whistle. Now, to me, it was loud, but because I had the camera pointed away from the camera, it was really faint. Go back in because we were getting some hits, and it seemed like a male cowboy 1800s. Because that was a bar back then, and we don't have any more activity. I went through and scanned everything. We walked out and get the second one, and was that Nathan? Or that was Jordan?
That was Jordan.
It was Jordan goes, you heard that, right? So we have it, and you can. They're faint, but they're whistles. It was like the standard whistle to call. Find out later, they were doing interviews that I wasn't involved in, that the Cowboys used to whistle for shots to get the bartenders' attention. So whatever was whistling at us, and had I known that context, I would have totally poured a shot of whiskey for him.
I wonder if that's where the whole phrase "what your whistle" came from.
Probably.
Or whistle line to work.
I looked that up on top.
Like you were a little dwarf over there.
So no, the first time we ever investigated the tunnels, Nathan was with us, and we were on the other side in the harness shop, and he was doing a spirit box session, and I'm sitting there, on a bench listening, about half asleep, and he goes, "Who's here with us right now?" And you hear in the spirit box, Thomas Drake. And at the time, we're like, okay, hi, Thomas. We showed that to the owners, and they're like, holy crap. The person that owned the harness shop was named Thomas Drake.
Those are the neat ones.
Those are the neat ones to me.
Like you guys have, I'm very similar to you. I love historical sites. That's half the reason to be doing paranormal, because worst case scenario, I'm sitting in something, amazing. Like the McIntyre Villa.
That the normal public doesn't get to see.
Yeah, if the McIntyre Villa wasn't even haunted, I wouldn't care. It's such beautiful architect, the history in it. Gettysburg. But
That's on our bucket list.
That's our number one
But
bucket
I'm
list
just
item.
saying,
is Gettysburg.
whenever you figure out some time, please give us some information, because we
We're planning this year. Do you want us to tell you about
yes,
it? Okay.
we'll do that off there, because
So-
Yeah.
I finally got to do a ghost tour there, an actual investigation, with one of the guys there. And of all things, it was a modern bridge. We got more activity on. And he was talking about it. But I like what we do because of the areas we get to go to. Not my history, that's battlefields, Gettysburg in itself. Well, I think we did an episode. I had a Mandela effect on Gettysburg. So the first time I went, it was sheer coincidence. I was doing a job walk, and we thought it was going to take all day. Ended up the guy didn't really want us to do the work, so it went from like a 7-hour job walk to like a 45-minute job walk. And we're like, oh, we're not going to get this. And the contact I had, I'm like, well, our flights aren't till like late at night. We're not going to change them because it will cost money. Like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to head to Gettysburg. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, Gettysburg's like an hour and a half from where we're at. I'm like, you're kidding me. He's like, no. I'm like, mind if we go with you? So the three of us go. We didn't buy him. And the museum they put up was only 2 or 3 years old. It ended up being in July, like 3 days after the actual battle. So we got to feel the heat. I remember walking into the cemetery and seeing the stage with 4 columns that Lincoln gave his Gettysburg address on. Clear as day. And I remember stepping up on that and feeling so awed that I was in the presence of what Abraham Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address on and all that. And, I go back probably 10 years later, go to a spot with my family, want to show them my kids, like this is, and I'm like, what the fuck's the stage? It's not there. Like,
Never existed.
Never existed. I have found other locations that have similar 4 columns at other places, but Gettysburg's never had that. And it's like, my brain just was like, what in the world is going on? Because I remember it, like I walked, everything else was in place, the cannons. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. But yeah, whenever you guys figure out roughly, I would love to go. I know.
So if we go, we got to go to that house I lived in where my sister saw. It's only 2 hours away.
But it's such a...
And we need to go to Shady Maples.
I would recommend try to make it a 3 or 4 day weekend. Yeah. There's so much to do, but there's so many little shops down. They've really done a great job of making it a great location to go. And then the ghost tours are pretty good. But there's so many battlefields. It's wonderful just from a historical standpoint. But they get activity all. Like, whoa, was that you?
You guys heard that, right?
What?
I heard
something just went.
Yeah, I heard that, but.
So that was one of you guys. Just signed.
No.
Like, oh, we gotta put up with
That came from your guys' direction. Oh. That's not the only one that heard it.
No, I heard it.
We're heavily planning right now.
Please, if you wouldn't mind us tagging along.
Absolutely.
I'm going to Philadelphia, New York.
Yeah.
I have
We're
a
trying
friend
to
that
get up
lives
there.
there. So.
In Philadelphia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite places.
But well, because we're gonna be out in Ada, Ohio, October 3rd for the 3rd.
Ada, Ohio from Gettysburg.
It's not that far.
Yeah, we'll definitely tell you.
So like what's some of your areas that you went and were like, wow, not even for a supernatural or whatever?
Not that far away.
Well, what was your coolest place we went to?
So, Waverly Hills hit my heart hard.
Yeah.
Like
Did you experience the doppelganger or the creeper?
No.
The little kid on the balcony?
I was attached to somebody, I don't know who it was, but I cried for 2 floors.
Wow.
Just sobbing. And I couldn't get control of it. And
That's
I
terrifying.
never experienced that.
Sad crying or
Sad.
upset crying?
No, sad. Just
Like they felt they missed out on everything.
not depression, just sad.
And it's where it's at and the building is so it's a beautiful area. And that is one of my bucket list areas to go to that and what's the penitentiary, the Star one?
Easter State.
Easter State. That's the other one. But and that's not. It could be haunted. I don't care. The architecture alone, and the history.
It's not
and
just
all that.
about ghosts.
Well,
Yes.
They,
So they're great. I'll say hi.
That was one of the coolest tours I've ever been on. They give you basically free reign, and they give you a pair of headphones and a little device that has buttons. When you get to certain locations that have a number, you punch that number in, and Steve Buscemi gives you a history.
Oh, machine.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
But the fact that you're not part of a tour, you get to go explore it the way you want to. You can go into the cells. It was done very, very well. I was like, Steve Buscemi.
Literally, and then this probably sounds super crazy, but I've never got in an argument with a ghost until Harrisonville jail, courthouse. I guess
Missouri?
it's the courthouse.
Yeah.
Harrisonville, Missouri courthouse.
Interesting.
So there's a serial killer that's still there because he was hung there, and Michael's writing a book, but I got in a full-blown argument with him, and we did a tour there, so it wasn't just us, and there was 5 or 6 other people.
Yeah, there's probably about half a dozen, 10 people there.
Yeah. So if you're doing the S-Box, it's, radio waves, and you can't say things on the radio wave.
Yeah.
But he was calling me a petty little bitch.
Wow.
Fuck you. All kinds of fun things. And so I was like, listen here, buddy.
I'm still alive. That's me.
So I almost went in a trance, and we were arguing back and forth. And then Michael was under the Estes method, and he started saying, a little voice here. I'm like,
Yeah, jail.
why is there a little boy in a courthouse?
That's a good question.
And it started to turn really dark. So I was like, okay, I'm shutting you down. You're not allowed to be here. Fuck off.
Was it that serial killer?
No, I think it was something demonic at that point.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was a gross growl and voice. And he started saying, this is not good.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm shutting you down. And then I went in protection mode and started saying the protection prayer. And I said, okay, we're done for tonight. You're not allowed to follow us, and you're not allowed to be here, and we're getting out. And then I excused all of us out.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that feeling. It was pretty bad. It was pretty dark. Yeah.
Did you see it physically getting darker?
No, I just felt it.
That's only in OG's basement.
Oh, yeah.
I just felt it, and I heard it, and I was like,
So-
okay, I'm done.
And I'm gonna bring this up, not to call you guys out, but to let people know, because you mentioned that you never dealt with anything dark before.
Oh, no, I have.
You have, but he did the Estes. You thought it was something demonic. He was like, I never really
He was
dealt
just
with that.
communicating what he was hearing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people.
I wouldn't call it demonic though. I mean, it's dark, and I would lump that in with like the 2 guys that we've encountered at the train station.
So for you, it was just something like a bad person.
Right.
You're like, that was not a bad person. Okay.
Right.
Well, and and that's what I'm bringing up is like, when we talk about a lot of events, there's a lot of times like our spirit of St. Louis, Juan, me and him grew up in houses. He's in St. Louis, I'm in Independence, Kansas, but they're both early 1900s houses. Almost identical stuff. And I mentioned the footsteps on the stairs.
Except Juan burned his house down.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't burn mine down. It did burn at one point in time, but I started mentioning the stair steps, and he's like, I totally forgot about that. It's like footsteps. You can hear somebody coming up or coming down, and those little triggers as we talk about stuff. Like it's almost like and it's because we're old. I hate to say that. We regress certain things, and we just put it in that was
In a box.
in a box, and then it gets triggered when you're talking about it. You're like, oh, it's not. I can pull that out of the box. And so it's just a bad guy. You're like, not a bad guy.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Cool.
Very chill.
You asked.
So, in that situation, how responsive were the other members of the investigation?
Oh, it was like you could drop a pin.
Because I've been
were
on
like, "Oh,
investigations
shit."
where stuff has gone not ideal.
Yeah.
And there's always one or two people in the group like, why do we have to leave? I don't feel anything weird.
Oh no, they were like, let's go.
That to me lends more credence that something was going on. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you have a whole group of people,
Sam, let's get those shit.
yeah. Well, I mean, because
How do you-
there's, you know, it's hard to explain if you're not there. Places get a heavy feeling all of a sudden. What we're talking about, we were filming in OG's basement, and we're talking about something. It wasn't even super paranormal. Everything.
Daytime, bright outside.
We're at, yeah, that's probably like 3 in the afternoon. We're in his basement. We got daylight coming in. The whole room just goes dark. Like
Just-
nice, but just dimmed. Like somebody took a dimmer switch and went, and we're like,
And OG's like, it's just the clouds.
it's just a cloud. And it stayed that way. We went back and looked at our video though.
There's nothing there.
The camera doesn't pick it up. I mean, but you can tell us, we're all going, did you notice the lights going, but the camera's lights didn't. And that, you know, it's those weird little things like that, like, it's hard to prove. I mean, it's not even proof, it's a personal experience.
Well,
Right.
when you're communicating it, people are like, yeah, okay, whatever. But it's a personal experience. You can't
It was a weird one.
discount that.
Well, and like, we have that conversation because like what we do, so you have personal experience investigations where you're going, and that's like the Dustin Perry Spirit Quest. He's trying to get you to get more in touch. Don't use electronics.
Yep.
Talk to feel, because you know, they're in theory spirits. They're people and connect. And then you have the Paranormal Research Institute style, the PRI, where they're trying to scientifically prove things so they can be taken more serious. And then you move over to where we're at. That's the TV podcast Paranormal, where entertainment, because a cat ball looks amazing, but you're not really getting a data point. It's an indicator of something until you can get like the yes or no, and people, not everybody understands that there are different levels to what we do. Some people are out there because they want to prove something to themselves, and that's where the personal experience is. You're not trying to prove a ghost exists, you're out there to get your own answers. Or help somebody else out.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you have the ones that they're trying to scientifically prove, which is super, super hard.
Especially nowadays with all the artificial intelligence. No one takes anything
And
seriously.
then you have us, which we found out really quick. It's hard to film yourself trying to get evidence. Because you're trying to hold a camera and trying to ask questions, you never have the camera pointed in the right direction. It's like trying to find Bigfoot.
It is.
You never have the camera pointed. Like, some of the neatest things we've ever seen didn't get caught because one of us grabbed a phone and was messing around with it. And it's just, but I also wonder if I didn't grab the phone, would it have happened?
Well,
I
I
could
think
take
they
that opportunity.
wait for those opportune times to be like, okay, they're not paying attention.
Or-
Here I am. Ah.
Or did it influence you to pick up the camera?
Turn it off so they can show themselves. I don't know. It's hard to say.
What I think is great about taking people, small groups of people on investigations is the fact that they'll see a show like Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures or whatever it is. They compact everything in 45 minutes. And even then, there's like a whole section where they're just talking and introducing it. And then people see all this evidence, they think that's like, oh, it's all night long and everything, and there's like super
Over 3
stuff.
weeks.
Yeah.
And I've like really taken, I've got an infrared camera, and I've really taken probably thousands of pictures. And I've found, and they're like in little 3-second bursts.
Yeah.
Whenever I click it's like 3 seconds. And I've probably captured maybe 9 photos out of a few thousand that had a light anomaly in it or whatever. That was like, can explain that, that's just weird, and that's it. And so it's so challenging, and that's what I think one thing I know I enjoy when we take groups out is just showing that it's not always just there.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I liked about Ghost Hunters in the first 3 seasons.
There it was again.
I didn't hear it that time, but they were doing like they would show
There it was again.
the dead time frames of them not being in activity, and that kind of changed. I think it was around the third season where they started cutting some of that out.
Yeah.
But they were showing that like it's debunking. Not everything was haunted. You know, some of it's just the house settling. But you know, we had a group with us that really doesn't. The women believe, the guys were like kind of in the middle. And I had to explain to them, I go, it's like going fishing. You might have the hottest fishing hole ever, but not every single day is the same thing.
Nope.
Okay, I heard it that time. Like I heard the ooh. Anyways, it's gonna be on mic. Well, he'll cut it and read.
That's not me mumbling either.
Sure.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. If you were trying to say something,
Yeah.
speak into the mics.
Come join our podcast.
We're talking about all the fun places and things we've seen. If you get a good story, join us. But it's like fishing. I mean, you can go hours upon hours. You could have a hot hit of like 3 or 4 amazing things and then nothing for the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the sleeper, like we had REM pods here and there, and they weren't getting like a cat ball 1 or 2. It wasn't until we started getting the direct response on the mag light that they were like, okay, I'm not saying it's haunted, but that was definitely interesting. I even tried to get him to go look at the mag light. And I went to play with it, make sure it wasn't too loose, and it was still working. But neither one of them wanted to go take a look at it. But they were a great group of people. We're hoping to do some more stuff. They're the ones that bought the charity.
Yeah.
They did for the charity investigation
I
overnight.
remember Phil almost sitting on the guy's lap.
I got done on third.
Yeah.
Well, so like most people don't realize when you're investigating, the
It's
lights
dark.
are out, and unless
Right.
you're handling it, unless you got a camera that's an IR or you have a flashlight, you can't see
Pitch
things.
dark.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would have loved for him to let Phil just sit in his lap and steer, because like Phil's trying to double check from Offbeat Paranormal, but he can't. I mean, it was that pitch dark, and he goes over to the couch, starts to sit down. He goes, "Hey," he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
It was pretty funny.
That was pretty good.
So let's take another break real quick. When we get back, I have a question for you.
Okay.
For who?
Uh-oh. Suspense.
So we'll be right back.
So welcome back to Chumwood Spirits.
Hey, how are you?
We have been having a wonderful time. We checked out a basement, refilled drinks.
We're hearing weird stuff.
Here, and the more we talk, the weirder it gets. That's just Chum in general.
So before we left, so we'll use this to close this out because it is getting late. Before we left, I mentioned that I had a question for you.
Okay.
Oh, you remembered it. This is impressive.
It's gonna be big then.
And it's the reason I have this question is because of a recent discussion that the two of us have had, and something that you brought up earlier in the episode. How does one, for people out there, and for me, because I'm wanting to know the answer to this, I'm horrible about doing research online. I was raised in the times of books. How does one go about doing it's not intergalactic, but
It's not Beastie Boys.
no,
Yeah.
electronic, that's the word I'm looking for. Electronic
Research. You
to,
Google it.
Being
to find out things from certain locations. So case in point, there's a location that we're looking at that someone has told me to find out as much as I can about it, and I can't find a friggin' thing. But he wants to know the history of this location. How
Ooh,
would
I
I
didn't think
go?
about it. We should have, offline, we need to talk about a couple sites. Because you may have some answers on how to look some of that stuff up.
Yeah.
Well, you can begin by trying to find out property records, which a lot of that's public information. You can either contact a local assessor's office, or you can contact the county deeds get the record of the deeds of the property.
So you have to talk to someone.
Yes.
So her
Or you can still email them and not have to actually go to them, but
Yeah.
or call them.
I hate talking on the phone.
But so you can start there, and then if you start getting some names on that location, then you can start building from there. You could go to this site called newspapers.com, which is owned by Ancestry.com, I believe. But you can still get a separate membership, I think, at Newspapers.
Okay.
And you can, let's say we had a street address of 109 South Street in, I don't know, Liberty, Missouri. So you could go online and look up the newspapers from, like, say, Clay County, Missouri, where Liberty's at, and just do a search of that address for a certain time span of, like, 1900, yes, that's it, 1900 to 1950. And so anything that happens at that address, or if that address is mentioned in any newspaper, it's going to pop up just like that. And so that's going to give you information on maybe somebody was there, maybe there was a fire there, something like that. And that will help build from there. Plus also, if you know the names of people that have lived there, then you might be able to start building even, you can research them by those names as well. You can search for those names.
Okay.
So that's a start, is finding deed holders and using a site like newspapers.com, which is great. And then from there, you can look up like census data to see who lived there and what they did and how many kids they had that lived there, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of the start to that. If you don't know much anything about a certain address,
Yeah, I don't
Or
know.
you can ask him to look it up.
reach out to the resources and say, hey, can you do me a favor?
Because there's a couple of locations that we're looking at that I haven't been able to find anything on.
And I've been working, so unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, where would you like people to find you at, or do you want to be found? That's another question.
I am in the witness protection program, so
Do not find me. Do not come. Do not come. Just do not come.
that's right. Well, you can find us
That's
right.
what she said.
Said no one ever.
Well, you can find us on Facebook, PMS Ghost Hunting. We have a pretty good, I think, following there now, and that's if we get some evidence, we usually try to post it on there, and that's been a good way to network. That's probably our number one place for people to find us right now. We're eventually going to have a Facebook. Eventually, we'll have our website. We got somebody that's working on that now, so eventually we'll have a website of our own, but we'll announce that when we get that completed and ready
Please
to go.
let us know. We'll repost that out.
Yes, and I'm gonna review probably tomorrow. I'm gonna start reviewing this session. If we catch anything, I'm gonna send it to you guys for you guys to put on your website.
Oh,
We
fantastic.
can also have, we'll talk to
Tommy.
to have him reconfirm, make sure it's not some outside sound,
Yeah.
some dying possum, I don't know. It's just whatever. He's pretty good at trying, at isolating things and going, oh, that's probably this. Or, I have no clue what that is.
Good.
Send me a minute. I just heard a hiss. Look at it. Anyway, he's really good at doing that. I've sent him a couple of things and he's been able to tell me, oh, it's this. And then like a couple of them, he's like, holy shit. Like, this is amazing.
Or that's a mic anomaly feedback of some sort. Because we've had some weird.
Yeah, that one, that very early one.
It took him a long time to figure out what that was, though. I mean,
It's still kind of unexplained. What was that? I'm messing with this.
No, I heard something over here, like the predators will the clicks, like, caught it just out of the corner here.
I feel like
If
we should have
there's-
brought up our equipment.
Yeah, I got a cape too.
If there is a predator in this room, I did not do it. Take someone else. And if I see 3 dots, I'm gonna crap my pants.
Talk about the trolley.
Yes, we have. We do have a trolley that we're going to have more information about as we get kind of geared up to launch that in the upcoming months.
First quarter 2026 or second?
Yeah, I would say by the spring, we're going to have that up and going. We'll have have a big wheel out for that and a big launch. That's probably when we'll have a big launch of our website and everything at about the same time with that. So
That's awesome.
that's going to be pretty exciting, and that's going to be all geared towards ghostly things. So
I have to learn how to drive a trolley.
yeah,
So I'm super short, right? So I'm gonna be like,
We'll get you some phone books. And just
let's get to the
Under your
museum to
chair.
get them.
You have to go to a museum to get them.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten a phone book in a decade.
yeah.
I used to get them every year. In the
Yeah.
mail.
Yellow
Are you guys
pages.
interested in cryptids at all?
Oh.
Because I mean, you're in a
I
area-
am. He's like, eh.
Yeah, 'cause she's more a Mulder, I'm more Scully, I think, on some things. Cryptids, I mean, I always find it fascinating. It's one of those, and I always love discussing it. I have my own theory. I even shared with the Bigfoot folks at the Missouri Paracon about my theory of them being kind of maybe interdimensional beings. That somehow they go in and out. I think also there's some places that are haunted, that it's really an interdimensional thing rather than an actual spirit ghost thing.
What about aliens?
Well, with
Who
Bigfoot,
doesn't like to get probed? I mean,
no, I don't.
So why are you asking?
well, because you're near Harrisonville, and there's been some upticks in sightings and
Yeah.
sounds. And like, we're going to try to get down there and try to get those locations. If we're down there, we'd like to at least drop in and say hi.
Wait until
And if you would be willing to, if you wanted to go out there, so my Sasquatching, I've never seen the cryptid. Every time I'm going out,
Yeah, you
seeing-
have.
Well, yeah, I
Brian.
Brian 6'8". We have a tendency that when we go looking so far, we find paranormal. More sets of eyes on stuff is where I'm at. But I mean, because I think there's a lot of things on the Bigfoot. I think there's a real flesh and blood creature out there, but we try to throw a ton of stuff in one box. I think there's, fae, there's spirit creatures, there's paranormal.
Right.
There may be an interdimensional thing as well. I mean, like, there's so many things that get tied to it, because like UFOs, orbs. Well, and then we've had that discussion. Is there a reason why all of them happen in the same area, or are they drawn to that location? Is one thing drawing them all? Is it us imagining it?
My favorite is that it's all simulation theory, and the weird things out there that we experience are just corrupted code.
Yeah, we're all in a matrix.
Yeah.
I think those sightings were it's called the Amarujis of Cass County, which is actually kind of on our doorstep. It's not too far from the south of us.
Yep.
And it's a weird geological area. It's a little area, we can see it on the horizon, the hills that kind of stick up, and it's an oddly placed geological feature that's in Cass County, Missouri, that you won't find anywhere else unless you go down to the Ozarks. It's a strange little area. It has its own little weird, mysterious histories to it.
Because there's nothing in the woods that's over 6 foot tall in Missouri that we know of.
Right.
Even that's a tall black bear at 6 foot, and if it's 7.5 to 8,
Black bears don't get that big.
yeah, hopefully not. And hopefully there's no brown bears.
No.
Because I mean, there's enough things out there that are dangerous besides Bigfoot that people kind of forget about when you're out there looking for this.
Mountain lions are far more dangerous than bears.
You gotta watch out for those cougars.
Yes. That's true.
We just need to bring John.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, might have to choke one every once in a while.
Right. And,
Safe.
It's got dark. It's got dark fast.
and you asked about UFOs. For me, UFO, I had to see one.
I was the same way.
Like Missouri, it's a show me state, so you have to show me. I'd have to see one.
I was the same way, and then I saw one and was like, "Oh, that's not good." And I've seen multiple since. I
I haven't seen a UFO either. So
Yeah.
It's gotten to, it got. I can't talk. It got so interesting that we took our friend Miles, who's legally blind, has macular degeneration, and we're out in the cemetery. Jason, me, him, and our other friend Eric. And Jason and I look up and we see what we think is a satellite, but then it stops. From that little pinpoint, the whole sky flashed and lit up like it was daylight. Miles, our blind friend, looking down, trying to find something in the ground, and he's like, "Where the fuck was that?" And we're like, "You saw that?" And he's like, "Yeah, everything lit up." And I was like, "Well, if a blind guy saw it, it must have happened."
Right.
Well, then I find out, because that's my favorite story. You took a blind man sky watching, of all things. But
And he
he's
saw
like,
something.
and he saw something, but he goes, I thought they were fucking with me for like years. Like he thought that they had flashlights and they were fucking with him.
Jason and I are sitting there going, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But they didn't track whether or not they lost time or not. They could have been abducted and brought right back in the same spot.
So I have a friend
You
that
may have a
worked,
chip in your neck right now.
I have a friend that worked for the Air Force as an air traffic controller, and he said, Pam, we're not alone, but I can't talk about it.
Yeah, my dad flew. He was a high up for the FAA before he retired, and he's flown all of his life. And he admits he's like that. We're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
He's like pilots on a daily basis see stuff while they're flying that they can't explain. They just don't talk about it because they're not allowed to.
Right.
I think that's the next. I think that's why the government kind of released some of those files.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why. It sounds bad, but there's a psyop of us getting normalized to it.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why all the ghost shows happen. There's a reason why now.
Yeah, they're
UFOs.
slowly acclimating us to it.
Yeah, so we don't just panic and run.
Mm-hmm.
Since it'd be shocking to the system to have all of a sudden have, hardcore evidence brought to humanity that, oh yeah, here's bona fide alien, that their life out there exists, because that would rock the fundamental foundation of the Judeo-Christian heritage, Islamic heritage, every religion on the planet just about.
Yep.
That
But if they precondition
we're not special. We're not the center of the universe,
Yep.
so to speak. So I'd also argue on the flip side that we're just a little tiny speck, less than a speck of sand in the grand scheme of things. And for an advanced alien civilization to find us is remarkable in itself that happened. Plus, you'd have to find a civilization that has somehow found a way to bend space and time, because theoretically you cannot exceed the speed of light without bending space and time.
And that's why a lot of people lend towards the is it alternate multiverse, to where we're not actually seeing beings from a distant planet. We're seeing beings from a different dimension that have the capability.
That's a good point.
Cross.
And what's funny is like when you start getting into this, like piercing the veil, like the veil's thin.
Mm-hmm.
All these older terms. Well, I mean that if there's a parallel dimension and we're on that, you would theoretically be piercing the veil between the dimensions. Like they always talk about Hallow's Eve. That's a thinning of the veil in that time frame. We may find out coming, with the technology in that like a lot of this stuff, like full spectrum cameras have picked up way more stuff than people realize. But thermals, when you get into the early days of thermals with the red lenses and Vietnam, there's some really crazy stories about that.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But it can go back to the living UFOs that we were talking about. With we have way more life forms than what we realize.
Mm-hmm.
But like most people realize, and then that doesn't even cover if there's dimension shifts like frequencies. The Mandela effects and all that, we talk about a lot of crazy stuff.
So there's a theory I like to look at with light, in particular. So we have full spectrum capabilities, full spectrum cameras. The reason we might not be catching stuff on the full spectrum is because things are only visible on a certain specific frequency. So all those other frequencies that it's capturing at the same time are kind of crossing it out to say
Canceling it out.
penciling it out.
Canceling it out.
So say
Not penciling it out. Erase it.
you know what I mean. So say ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
I heard did somebody just kick the table?
No, I actually heard that one.
Show themselves at
Yeah, I saw
say
your foot go on that. I realized you're too short to kick the table.
1450 megahertz. If you're not recording on that specific frequency, you won't catch it.
So now you're going down a rabbit hole because there's a theory on brainwave activities of certain frequencies. If you match in certain
It's called the
areas,
blinker theory.
you can see stuff that other people can't. I mean, there's
Came up with that theory.
there's a ton of stuff out there. I mean, like, they're all theories because we can't really. I mean, scientifically, yeah.
Are you guys hearing this?
I heard it.
I heard that one too. If I can hear it, then there's something. Yeah.
Alright, that's crazy.
Speaking to the mic, if you want to say something, we're just having fun, hanging out. You're welcome to join us.
There it was again. Anyway, to close this out, is there any last
rights you'd like to cover?
Last words.
any last words that you would like to say to people to
Besides like and subscribe our
Yeah.
podcast.
know more about it?
Yes. Like and subscribe to Tell Me With the Spirits podcast, please.
We did not pay for that.
Never mind the cups on the table.
Right.
So we want to thank you guys, or you and Michael and Pam, for coming, because you're both not guys.
Phrasing.
Yeah,
Phrasing.
I'm tired.
For being here.
For being here.
been a blast.
Please go check them out on Facebook. If you see them out in public, tell them, hey, you guys are awesome. Because they are.
Thank you.
So, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
I just heard it again. It was like a woman. But until next time.
Be safe out there. Have a great day.